Microphone check. Oh, there it is. Nice. What's going on, y'all? Happy hump day. It is Wednesday, the 27th of September 2023. I am Z Rex. This is No Noise. It's time for the live stream. Hope y'all had an awesome week so far, middle of the week. Good old hump day. Everyone's favorite day, right? No, I know that's Friday. Anyway, let's see what's going on here in the markets. Let's just get right into it. Oh, man, metal's getting clobbered. Not too surprising, given the rates are just freaking going bananas. Oh, wow, we're at 463 now. Look at this, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Holy moly. Yeah, once we cleared that low 430s, it's just been rally time for the yields and suck it time for the oh man, look at these bonds. Someone sent me a message earlier talking about the major banks are saying get ready for like 7% interest rates, which is I've kind of thought that for a while that we were going to go probably like 6 to 7 and then stall out finally. Man, can you imagine 7%? People already freaking out like this. Silver will probably go to like freaking $5, which hey, that'd be cool. I can buy some more. No, I'm just kidding. $5 would be crazy. It hadn't been $5 since like back over here in early aughts, man. Damn, 20 years ago. So that's unlikely. But anyway, let's start off with the normal. Oh wow, oil blowing up too. Shit, VVIX over 100. Oh man, oil. What? Well, here we are stretching for that 95 area. We went sideways just for a little bit before some continuation. Mega resistance, though, in the 95 handle. We'll see what happens up there. Very interesting on oil. But let's start from the top here, and we'll get to all those later for more in-depth analysis. Mama Bear, what are you doing? Probably selling off. Yeah, getting a little bit heavy here. Not a surprise given that the rates... the rate regime, if you will, that's not going to bode well for crypto. So if that's going to stay high, I mean, maybe it will. Crypto's only been around like 12 years or whatever. So maybe it could, that we don't really have great data to do lots of like long-term correlation analysis. But so far, it usually does not like when the rates go up. I actually do have a chart on that. Let me go pull it up real quick. It is real quick. I'm going to pull this one up too. so I don't forget. And then we're going to pull up the correlation chart. Let's pull up that one. We'll start with the correlation. Yeah, you can see here on the bottom. So this is bitty bits. We don't really care about this. I'm not sure why I have that on there. Give me 1 sec. Let's adjust that. Maybe if I can. Yeah, we're just going to turn that off. All right, so we've got weekly chart of the bitty bits, and then down here we have correlation charts for each of the majors. So I've got the S&P, gold, NASDAQ, and Z dollar. And you can see almost for most of the time, it is inversely correlated to the dollar. You can see that most of these yellow, my God, green bubble. It's not even Monday. What the hell? These green bubbles on the bottom is most of the time is spent in the negative correlation territory. So, and also let me go pull this up. Wow, oddly enough, okay, so we're still not crossed down on this yet. Okay, interesting. I just wanted to pull this up real quick. We haven't looked at it in a week or two. So we're watching for this, and this would be a bad sign for the Bulls if we saw a little flippage to across to the red zone. We're not even close to doing that yet, so that's interesting. Okay, so we're still kind of in a quote unquote buy zone. All right, let's go back to price zone. Price zone. What shit? That's a new. I don't know. This will probably date myself, but if y'all remember Discovery Zone from back in the day, maybe we can make a trader's version of that. It's like Price Zone with charts everywhere and price everywhere, and it's like a coffee shop for traders. That might be kind of fun. Anyway, I'm digressing a lot here. My bad. All right, Mama Bear, what are you doing? Ew, putting in a nasty shooting star candle. Sorry, the inverse of a hammer candle. Still same shit, different day though. 26 and 28. Man, the one thing that does look kind of nasty here, though, is last week we come up to the trend line. We're just getting worked by this trend line and these moving averages. I think the best thing, though, about the daily, just to, play both sides here, is that the 200 still sloped up for now. If we keep hanging down here below it, probably another week or two, this will start sloping down, and that would look real fugly if that were to happen. Right now, just kind of getting worked by the trend line. And guess what, though? A cool thing about this is another week, pretty much next week, and price will be forced to do something. Either go through it or get rejected and sell off some more. So hopefully we don't get one of those crypto moves that we see a lot, especially with triangles where we just go to the apex and just keep going sideways through it. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, we'll know definitely next week. So that's good. Speaking of weekly, let's go check the weekly out. Yeah, nothing really to add on to that. Just really the 26 to 28,000 areas, just what it is. Oh, here's an interesting spot for futures price. Man, look at all this. We are squeezed up. It's very different posturing for the EMAs on spot versus futures. Futures, we actually have 200 supporting it, and a little bit better looking structure just having the EMAs above the 200. So again, it's just reiterating the 26 to 28,000 area. All right, let's see here. Are we finally falling off of the weekly? Oh man, are we finally got to get resolution on this? Man, a month of vol flashes on a weekly time frame. I've talked about this a few times. That is crazy. That almost never ever happens. Oh my god, my streams are what the hell, kilobytes? Come on. Oh, there it goes. It's stabilizing now. Sorry, I'm going to let that catch up a little bit. I just noticed my case/S's, my kilobytes they went to like 0 almost. There we go. Let's get above 1,000 and chill above 1,000. See, there's a few. Okay, cool. Looks like now it's back to stable-ish until another 5 seconds from now, and then it won't be, because when you pay Spectrum $120 a month for a gig service, this is what you should expect. Anyway, Ethereum, nothing much different either, except this shooting star candle that's forming right now is a little bit concerning. Let's zoom in on that actually. What did that rallied overnight, it looks like? Yeah, on the euro. So it opened up way late in the euro session, right around 420 actually. How funny is that? Rallied real hard right at 420, about 40 bucks all the way to the low 16s, but got rejected. This is kind of a gross candle. If this were to close like this here in about 5 hours, that would be a little concerning for me, and kind of saying that we might be getting pushed through to the downside. So keep an eye on that. Watch this local swing low at 1550. We start getting any time frames closing below that, I think that will be pretty nasty. That would imply some pretty good downside pressure. So, like Bitcoin futures were above the 200, Ethereum futures are very well below it, and we're literally getting all the crosses below this swing low, 1650, pretty nasty. Let's jump out to the weekly. Yeah, it's not super bearish, but it ain't looking that great. That's for sure. Really sideways, stuck in this stupid gap of about 1500 and roughly 1700. We'll just round up. It's a little shy of that, but in the shorter term, pretty much that 1550 and 1650 area is kind of the point of contention. We keep rallying to about the mid 16s and sell off, and then we sell off to about the mid 15s and get bid up. So until we really get out of that range, it is just ping pong mode. And man, this weekly chart, I know I've mentioned this a bunch of times in the last few weeks, how important this is, but it is implying massive, massive moves. And very soon, I'm going to say by the end of the year, we should see resolution on this. And I'm still looking for either a break of 13 or a break of 2000 off of this consolidation. So, put your seatbelts on. Litecoin. I'm going to kind of fly through these because most of it's the same as Monday. The only difference that I'm seeing that's fairly drastic that we definitely need to touch on is ES gap and some of the majors, energy, and precious metals, but crypto's pretty much just sideways. So we're going to kind of fly through these. Same shit, different day here. I mean, 63-ish and 66-ish. And we got that trend line coming up too, also for next week. So hopefully we get some price action from this consolidation, because really we've just been going sideways for over a month now. Same here on ETC. It's about 15-ish. Pretty much the 15 handle in its entirety. Ripple Me Nips, you already know. Garlic bread's just got to stay above 48 pennies. XLM just needs to stay above about 11 cents flat. Same shit, different day. Really need to get back above 12, though. See if it can, try to get somewhere in the upper 12s. But very much squeezed here. The EMAs are all up on top of each other. Tron is actually having continuation today. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Very nice. Tron has been showing relative strength for a while. Actually, for a long while. Most of the year, it's actually been showing strength. And you can see, it's trying to get over this 8.5 level. Really needs to clear 8.5. We get probably 2 open and closes on a daily above that. I will start to look for almost 10 cents for the target up here on this wick. But this is pretty good. Kind of flag out price acceptance. Like we were talking about on Monday, we got that price acceptance on the top of the range. You generally do get follow through, and that was with the rock skipping analogy that we spoke about on Monday. DOT. What would concern me on this to the downside if we just lost 8.25. We lost 8.25. It's probably going to come back and test the top of this range at upper 7s to about 8 flat. All right, DOT is just looking like garbage still. Looks terrible below 420. I just don't really care about this chart. It has not looked good the whole year. No relative strength, just booty trash strength is pretty much what this is showing here. Nice trend line as well on that one. ADA, same shit on this. Is it barely holding on? Could you argue buying here and stopping out between 22 and 24? Yeah, you could. Is it high risk? Most definitely. On these, I usually like to wait for some confirmation or some low time frame, something. some hidden divergence or something like that. And we're just so neutral on all the lower time frames, and even to the daily, it's super neutral and just boring as hell. And even up to the weekly, what do we got? Well, the weekly is actually still just ever so slightly bearish. But anyway, regardless, garbage chart until we're back above 25. Link almost stretched to the top of the box. Look, immediate rejection. That was probably early this morning. I don't know what happened while I was sleeping. Apparently at 4:20, something just got crypto really excited. And yeah, that's across the board. Same here with Chainlink. But up to the top of the range and getting rejected. This bitch has been ping-ponging for literally a year and a half at this point. So it's just going to keep doing that till it don't. I know that sounds dumb, but that's kind of how you have to treat range trading. You have to assume that it will keep following the range until it doesn't. Easy peasy. EOS looks like shit still. Below 60 cents. Don't even care about it. BCH doing something different, though. Look at this. Whoops, I accidentally skipped it. Look at this, y'all. Very nice. Beautiful support. We were saying as long as it's holding 200 on Monday, this should be okay. And we literally went and tapped, what is that low? Almost like right to it, 202 and change. And now we've got the cross back up on the 21 over the 55. That is pretty damn sexy. We also bounced off this 382 zone we were talking about on Monday as well. Very sexy. I don't know. BCH, I guess Roger Ver with Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin right now. And this bitch looks like it does want to break out. You kind of do have an ascending type triangle on this formation too, which would be a target roughly of about 260s off of this. But for that to engage, we need at least a couple open and closes above this 225. Nice to see this following through, though. A little bit of relative strength on Bitcoin Cash. BSV doesn't really have that. Very different. It's actually sloped down on all the EMAs. Well, maybe sloped down is a little bit aggressive. This is pretty sideways on the 21. Y'all get the point, though. It's like looks a lot worse than a lot of the other ones. Really, the range on this is just 29 to about 32.50. And until we just get out of that, a couple open and closes above or below that range, it's just going to be ping pong, boring as shit mode. This bitch has been sideways for a month and a half as well. XMR, what are you doing? XMR is just kind of filling out the symmetrical. It's a sloppy one that's a little bit forcing it, but it is kind of in a symmetrical triangle type formation. And we've got this. Whoops, I did not mean to open that. Whoopsies. We do kind of have like something, like this. And then you've got the top part here. So Apex is about the first, second week of October. See if we can get back over like 149. If that were to happen, I'd look for an underbelly test of this horizontal at 158. Conversely, back below 142, nasty. Again, another trend line that we're meeting here at the first week or so of October. That is a common theme right now in crypto land. This shit looks like garbage, though. Zcash, trash. It's Z trash all the way. Maybe on this intermediate, lower time frames, above 24 is okay. Really need to get back above 29, though. Oh, is Dash trying to do something here? Look at this. Look at this pattern on these candles. Little rejection from the bulls as the bears try to break range. And then we kind of just ping pong real high and tight, like a fade. A real high and tight fade up here. Military fade, getting cut up, chopped right up, real high. But so this is kind of interesting. And it's over the, hold on, let's go to a weekly. No, weekly looks like garbage still. I will say the daily, though, is starting to try. The bulls are trying to do something here. So you can make a fairly decent argument that this is not the worst long from right where it is with the stop at about 25.5. It's only like 3-4%. So that's not terrible. On Monday, I didn't think that this was looking as, I don't think it looks good, but I think it is like a point of a reversal potential right here, how this is staying real high and tight on this range. And we are getting a vol flash today. So that's interesting too, implying we are probably about to break said range. And those usually happen in less than 5 to 10 candles. So just keep that in mind. Doge barely hanging on. Sub 6 cents, you already know that opens up the trap door to 5.5. And then really, it kind of is further than that. It's really like anywhere between Doge is kind of a little crazy because if it's below 5.5, man, it literally trapdoors that shit all the way to a penny. So there's not real good structure below 5.5. So if Doge is going to get saved, Elon better say something about it or it's just going to die, right? At least that's what a lot of people think. Anyway, Stacks, whatever. Stacks is just kind of chilling. Maybe, I mean, this same pattern we're seeing a lot. This just sideways ass pattern. Weak attempt by the Bulls here. Really ain't got shit going on. Needs to get above 50 or below 44. And until then, it's pretty lame. True sold off pretty hard. It looks like it's bouncing off at 618. Roughly, yep, right on the 618 there. So that's a good spot, and it's retesting this little zone. This could just be liquidation break. Bulls definitely need to defend right here at about 3.2. They start letting Bears get back below 3.2. We just are going to go right back into ping pong mode. But if they can defend right here and we start getting a rally and get comfy back above 3.4, definitely outside of this purple box, the top of it, that would look really good. And I would be looking for a test of probably the upper part of this range. Excuse me. Somewhere between 4.5 and 5 pennies. XRD is still kind of looking pretty sexy. Look at this. These tails on here. There's some bidders trying to keep this bitch up close to the 200. Very interesting price action. Again, showing some relative strength on the market over the last couple of months here. Higher highs, higher lows. This actually looks pretty damn good. And we can throw on a trend line, little speed line right here. And and that's a nice 45-degree line. I love when I see those because that means it's not aggressive and it's not getting too crazy ahead of itself. I don't like when you see them where they're like this, where they're literally vertical. Those usually don't end up very well. So this is actually pretty nice. And as long as we're staying above about 6-ish cents, just like Doge, the 5.5 to 6 cent range, it looks pretty good. Let's see. Really, man, if we get back above this 6.5, I do think this bitch could run pretty hard. And we do have a target of roughly just shy of 8 cents. And if the Bulls get real aggressive, it's all the way about to 10. V-Chain, nice pump here. So maybe this is a sign of Bulls trying to take the reins here. And I would kind of fulfill that narrative. Well, wait, I can't fulfill that. Wait, that's not the right word. Yes, I will fulfill the narrative to V-Chain. Y'all don't know I am the V-Chain whale. I'm just totally being a jackass, but whatever. As long as this holds above 1.6, you could argue that the Bulls are trying to take back over this thing. Adam, kind of in the same vein, like maybe this is their best shot that they've had, to be fair, since all the way in middle of the summer. So really needs to hold above 6.75 and stop hanging around 6.9. What are you doing? Price action's getting a little risky. Wow, Osmo's still selling off. Well, it's pretty cool. You get 20% APY on this, so that's pretty cool, even though, it's not really helping defend the price action. Hold on, let me fix the chart. Oh, shit, there it is. Look. Damn, this chart looks good. Yeah, one day we'll be looking at charts like this, but not yet. And Ton is looking a lot like kind of the XRD Radix. I actually really like this chart still. Higher highs, higher lows. It's kind of stalling right here at this trend line cross, which is also right here at the support. I mean, if you kind of, here, let me draw a horizontal to illustrate this point, y'all. Do that and make this a little bit brighter. I usually like my horizontals to be blue. I usually like solid lines. All right. So you can see right here, this was major support a bunch of times. So this is an interesting spot for the Bulls to pivot on and just kind of chill and defend. This is very critical for this trend to stay intact above about $190, $2. And this higher high, higher low structure looks very good. And if we could start rallying back out of this, I would look for this breach, this top part to get breached at 258, which you can see we ran. I mean, I couldn't even get this closer to that. See, this voodoo shit works sometimes, guys. And no, I didn't adjust that or anything to curve fit it. You can go look on my old videos. Horizontals, man. I will say learn how to draw horizontals the best. I think that's one of the most reliable, simple indicators you can learn because trend lines have a lot of variability in them. You can draw them all kinds of different ways. Horizontals, you can't really fudge as much. And by drawing horizontals, I think using a weekly time frame can make it a little bit easier. That's for sure. Man, I got this freaking chai tea. Just as a little side note, I don't know if y'all like chai tea. This company called Evergreen, so good. And they make like 4 different ones, and it's not all that sugary, fancy carton crap that you get at like pretty much every single coffee shop. I don't know, just a side note. I just love chai tea. So, oh, let's see here. Back to price action. Yeah, it looks real good about above 190 to $2. And we were talking about that on Monday too, and we're getting confirmation of that too with these tails on all these candles. They keep getting defended and pushed back up to $2. So we are getting confirmation that that is the area. Pulse chain, I don't know. I tried to look pulse chain up, but let's go see because I think I need to buy some dips on this on ES. Oh, shit balls. There it is. There it is. God dang it. I should have jumped to this earlier because I wanted to pull out, I've been talking about this since price action up here on the Fed day that, this selling off, this gap hadn't got filled yet. And look what we did today. We fill it, we go right to the bottom of that shit. And then immediately freaking the bulls say, let's go. How funny, man. Good shit. So the gap has been filled. This is very, very important. This actually reaction from right here is pretty sexy for the bulls. Now, is this magenta candle here very sexy? No, it's definitely not. But if y'all know about the magenta candles, they either sell off really hard immediately, or most of the time, they usually just chop sideways for a while. And occasionally they just are fake outs and immediately gets taken back over. Those are the real bullish scenarios. So if that were to happen, like in the next couple weeks, let's say, sometime in October, and we get this shit and it rallies above here and we close above 4,500, let's say by the end of October, that would be incredibly bullish off of this structure here. Very interesting, though. Fills that gap. Immediate excitement off of getting down there. And so nice. Playing out. We're actually about to potentially put in a hammer today. So that's interesting. Real curious how this week is going to close now that that gap has been filled. Very nice. Price action doing what it's supposed to be doing. That chart voodoo be working sometimes. Not quite all the way filled on the NASDAQ. Looks like it almost did it. I mean, sometimes close is close enough. And when you're talking, oh, wow, it's like 50 points. Yeah, that's close enough, especially on NASDAQ. So pretty nice there. Let's go to the Dow. Wow, look where the Dow went right. Speaking of horizontals and chart voodoo, yeah, just to reiterate my point again there, horizontals, man, look at that. I didn't just draw this either. Y'all saw me just pull it up. Whatever. I know some people are probably like, whatever, dude. That's fucking fake, bro. No, man. No, man. The horizontals for the win, brothers and sisters and whatever. Anyway, wow. Aggressive buy off that. Very interesting. This week could actually close out pretty strong. Very curious how the next 2 days are going to play out. Let's see, Russell. Russell actually was already getting bid up. Holy moly, donut shop. I was saying it was getting more bid up this morning. It was mostly flat today while the other indices are selling off. So that was kind of a little bit of a clue there, I would say, for intraday trading, because Russell is like a really good metric for the actual economy. But this is a little bit aggressive right here on the short time frames. It's party mode. It's awesome now. It's okay. Very curious to see how these weeklies are going to close on Friday. But nice. We got the gaps filled. The Bears kind of went to their points of contentions and their zones that they needed to test to fill out some of the structure. Now that's been done, the Bulls can regain their strength. Now, does that happen with the Fed wanting to keep rates up for a long time? Yeah, I don't know. They can say all kinds of dumb shit. That's why I just like to watch the price action, man. That just gives you a way better clue. And we can watch, and we will be watching TNX and the bonds for that too. So no worries there. Dow, the trannies bouncing right off the 200 as well. Very sexy. DAX finding some support at the end of this. Wow. All right. So we immediately got follow through on this. On Monday, we were talking about looking for the bottom end of this range on the green box. Looks like we already got it today. Last line right here below this looks real nasty. And I'd look for another probably 1,000 points, 800 to 1,000 points to the downside if we get an open and close below 15.3 on the daily. VIX spiking up hardcore, but look where it is, coming up to its mega resistance, just shy of 20. So will it stall out right here? Yeah, probably. Given that gap got filled and stuff, it would not surprise me. And we are, and we are right over 100 on VVIX. A lot of times it just gets immediately rejected here. You don't get sustainable price action above 100 very often, and that's why it's a very important pivot point for myself, and I bring it up on the show a lot, because when you start getting comfy and staying above 100, that means volatility and the fear in general market is very high, and you can see that clearly here from, this is the best example of COVID right here. Look, we were above 100 for literally 2 years, pretty much the entire super scary part of the COVID. Anyway, we'll see if this stays up here. We start getting back below 100, like towards the end of the week, I would look for a pretty strong rally. We already kind of touched on oil. Very nice sideways continuation. This shit just continues to look super, super bullish. I don't have any problems with this. Of course, there is mega resistance at 95, which we are pretty much about to tap here. Came about $1 shy of that. So pretty interesting bullish price action. This is going to suck, though. I don't know what's going on. I don't know about the gas as far. Let me elaborate on that. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on with the gas price pump. God damn, what is wrong with my English? I don't know what's wrong with the prices at the gas pumps, but I mean, I'll take it because it's keeping our prices low. But this is crazy. Gas has not budged. It's the exact same price as it was from back over here in late August to now. I'm in Texas, so that's like what, 310 to 350, depending on which gas station you hit up. And it's literally been the same with all this bullish oil price action. So I don't really know what's going on there. That doesn't really make any sense. Usually there's a small lag, but not like a month. So whatever. I'm not complaining. I'll keep paying the low $3. That's fine for me. You know, some of you guys I know are paying $5, $6, $7. I saw a picture of Cali. That's insanity, dude. Man, sell your house and get out of there, dude. Dang old Cali. Be a refugee. A little gappy action. This could be just a contract roll, so I'm not 100% sure that that's actually a pumpage. We're not getting any follow through. Regardless, though, if it can clear this $3 range, I think 326 gets hit real fast. And you'll already see the horizontal on this is real obvious. And we can ratchet it up too. I mean, the bottom end of that is obvious at 250-ish. But since we have this trend line right here, I would take it over to this business and this attempted reversal, flip back to breakdown right here at about 269. Of course, it's at 269. Bonds just keep getting mollywopped, man. This is nasty. Nasty. Let's go to a weekly. Nasty for bonds. When was the last time they were in this? Wow, I mean, for 20 years, they were literally in an upward channel. We had a false breakdown here, but this one ended up being legit. Too legit to quit. Let's go draw a trend line here because that looks like it might be important. And then let's zoom back in. How many trend lines can I put on this chart? Let's clean this up a little bit because we got the megaphone pattern. We got the long-term speed line. We got the short-term speed line. Looks like maybe we're about to go down and try to touch that biatch. Nasty chart, though. I mean, this looks bearish as hell. There's no way to really slice this other than just all the way bears. Let's clean up this chart a little bit, too. Get rid of that. All right. Because sometimes if you do too many drawings, you won't be able to put anymore. I had that happen a few times. It's like, erase some of your drawings on your charts. I'm like, oh, my God. It's like, how many freaking drawings do I have? I don't even know. TMF just absolutely brutal. That's the triple leverage 3x bullish bonds, dude. These I don't like any of the triple leverage stuff. The contango and all the fees in there just freaking eat that shit up, man. And they usually just die. They're just really dangerous products to trade. I don't recommend them. Maybe short term trading, like in a week, like an intra week trade, but anything longer than that, they're not good. All right, Dixie, of course, is continuation. It's at 106.66, so you know that's good. Is this some resistance? Let me zoom out here a little bit to the weekly. What is our next resistance point? Because I actually don't have that laid out here. It looks like about 108 and change. Let's see if that lines up with some Fibonacci's extensions. Oh, it does. Look at that. The 1618 is right there. So we're going to put that down. Oops, crap. We're going to put that down as our horizontal. We'll just leave it there, whatever. That's fine. We got this horizontal right over here, and I like to make my horizontals the hashed one. That's how I kind of differentiate them. So I do like to do hashed, and then I do like a gray, and then I like to do my speed lines blue. All right, so now we've got some pretty good resistance here at 108.30, and that's the target on this until we see any kind of stalling. I mean, this is very much intact. It looks very, very strong, and of course it will be on the backs of rates potentially going to 7%. TNX just keeps going, man. This bitch is all the way moonshotting. Let's get a target on this because I think there's some good horizontals over here, man. Let's go to a monthly actually to get our horizontal on this. Say about right here. And where I'm looking is where like the line can touch kind of the most of critical points. And so you can see right here, right there, this is not the right color. What are you doing? Don't be blue. Yeah, you can see right here, this one I just drew, it's touching major support, a false breakdown, and then all this ping pong, support, flip resistance, and then a couple times here. So I just try to get the most touches I can. And look at this, even going back, it's right here too. So this is a really good horizontal that I just drewed up here. Yes, I drewed up. And wow, all the way at 540, which would put us probably, it's in the mid sixes at the Fed. Woo-wee. Let's go, dude. We do have a big gap right here, so be mindful of the gaps. Gold obviously does not like this. It is getting mollywopped. Man, here it is at the major horizontal. We lose 1885, y'all. Uh-oh. It goes into this 1770s to 1880s range, and I would look for some pretty aggressive selling, probably like the low mid 1800s if we get an open and close below this horizontal. Pretty nasty. Silver in the same boat. Not really that surprising. Let's see. Oh, man. Oof. Now this is starting to look like a descending triangle. You can see that here. And what's a measured move on that? About the middle of this fund range, so just shy of 20. Yeah, so man, you already know what's up. 2250. Don't break that silver or it's going to get fugly. First stop would be about 20 flat if that were to happen. And until it gets back above like 24, yeah, I can't really get too excited. Platinum's back below 900, barely hanging on as well. Palladium, probably in the same boat. Yep, just sideways as F. And the GDX and all that is just dump fest 3000, looking pretty nasty, man. Ooh, GDXJ is about to open and close below all of its range. Nasty. And this is happening on the backs of rates continuing to stay up and also dollar strength too. So, yay. Let's go to the blockchain stuff. I want to see our little ETF here that we kind of made up. It's more of an index. Sorry, not an ETF. Oh, wow. Look at all these vol flashes, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? 6 vol flashes on the daily while we're ping-ponging down here at about 360-ish. Very interesting. I mean, technically, we're still higher highs and higher lows on the weekly, and we're just testing structure here. So that's kind of interesting. Anything, though, getting comfy below 350, watch out. Cores still holding on. Look at this. Cores, bulls, Will not let this bitch go below 69. There's someone trollololin over here in the order book. Like, nope, 69 is it. Two vol flashes on here too, so probably going to get some resolution on this fairly soon. All right, let's go to Sexter Majors. Man, yeah, oil just freaking ripping, dude. Oil stuff. Banks not looking too great. Utilities are probably getting a little slapped. Oh god, a lot slapped. Yeah, they don't like. They're sensitive to rates, so they definitely don't be liking that. Clearly. Let's go look what real estate's doing. I bet it's still selling off. We noticed on Monday there's some nasty charts. Casey Lewis, a regular in the chat, which he's not here today. He usually is, but he threw in, I think it was Navient, and was like, what? And so he went on a little dive for real estate and noticed how terrible these charts are. Oof. And look at these long-term charts. Nasty, nasty. Just getting worked by this trend line all the way. It's not the right color. Or there we go. Trend line, not trend hash, I guess. Right on the cusp. We're breaking down at about $75. We just had the dividend payout too. Man, yeah, below 75, this starts to look like garbage. And if we go to housing, what was the one that was really crazy looking? Was it builders? No. I can't remember which one. Oh, yeah, okay. It was LGI, and then also this one looked pretty nasty too, like it's rolling over. This thing will get real nasty below 42. So this one actually could be a potential trade setup here. Coming in below 42 might be able to good trade down to like upper 30s. And BK actually finally started getting some follow through the last couple days as well. So housing is not looking too sexy. How about reefer? Nah, reefer is going to be fucked until the Fed probably at least says something about doing rescheduling or acknowledging that it's a decent idea by the HHS, all that dumb crap. But we don't have to care about that. We just have to look at the chart. And right now, the chart looks fairly good on CGC above like 75. And if we just look at the dang old ETF, it's showing a similar posturing and looks perfectly fine above 360 handle. So you don't have to really worry about that until that breaches. Top traded is Apple selling off. Oh, snap, y'all. Look at this. We're about to get an open and close below range on Apple. This is very important, y'all. This is actually pretty much one of the main drivers of the stock market at this point. Them, Microsoft, Amazon, a couple of the other ones. The Fang Mans, I don't know if that's still the acronym for it, but whatever. Regardless, this does not look very sexy for the bulls getting an open and close below 171-ish. Let's see. What's fib on this? Let's see. Above 382 still, so we do have decent support at 165, which also coincides with lots of nice business over here. And then, man, we start getting all below that. Dude, like 150 is the target on that. Pretty brutal. Let's see, what's Microsoft doing? Because it was looking a little heavy. Yep, same thing. Very distribution-esque looking patterns here. AMD, Amazon's losing it. Boeing's even losing structure. Man, we are at real critical areas right now. It's like about to get really bearish, but for majors, but we're just not quite there. We're like right on the cusp of breaking down. Disney looking like crap. Let's see. Yeah, Facebook's barely holding on. Facebook might be able to be a good short here if everything's going to roll over because it still hasn't quite broke down. So that might be one to play. Intel, nope. Nope. How about MU? Yeah, that one looks a little bit better than Apple because we're kind of already looked like shit for a while. So how about NVIDIA? That's the real important one. Oof. Breach trend line. This is starting to look heavy again. Look at this. Following in that same MO, we are barely holding on. This thing loses 400. I'm pretty much looking for gap fill on that guy if that were to happen. And yeah, this was a put butterfly candidate earlier we were talking about a couple weeks ago. So or a call, or I'm sorry, put spreads or just sell calls, whatever you like to do in option land. There's just so many ways to skin the cat there. All righty, let's see. I think that's probably it. Don't think I had any. Let's look at Corona stocks because maybe they're implying something crazy is about to happen. Regeneron somehow has already looked bullish as hell for a long time, and this is a flag, a beast mode flag right here. Open and close above 850. This bitch is gonna run in price discovery mode. I mean, and 1,000 is probably like a decent target for this. Conversely, below like 800, then you're just back in this chop fest shit. But that's a little bit interesting. Kodak's barely hanging on here. This one actually looks pretty interesting. Pumping real hard, pumping, and then coming to test this consolidation zone. So we got back above like 430, 440. This bitch could run pretty hard. Let's look at mRNA. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, mRNA doesn't look. It just looks kind of neutral here, like sitting atop this little cluster before the takeoff. So yeah, nothing, not really any good sign there. Not like Regeneron. And Novavax is just sideways as hell. That's kind of interesting. Is this accumulation down here? Yeah, it kind of smells like that a little bit. Yeah, Pfizer not doing that. Pfizer's actually look like garbage once it lost this previous all-time high. That's what path is over here. Previous all-time high at about 44 just has been in the shitter since then. Interesting. Wouldn't have guessed that. Pfizer's off 50% from early last year. That's kind of surprising. Oh, poor Pfizer. All righty here. Let's see. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. I need to go here. It's time to pick up the kiddo soon. All right, let's wrap this bitch up. Oh man, Mooney Bond's still selling off. Dude, look at this. We are at Corona lows now. Like I said on Monday, don't look at your retirement portfolios. They probably don't look very nice with this price action, since a lot of people hold Mooney bonds because they can never go down, dude. That's how they sell them to you. They never go down. It's the government, dude. They're always going to pay it. It's a Mooney bond. Yeah. Yeah, well, clearly that's not the case. Anyway, Mama Bear, same shit, 26, 28. One concern a little bit is this daily candle is kind of a little bit ugly. That's implying a little bit of downside pressure, just ever so slightly. And 1550 and 1650 on Ethereum. So everything's pretty much the same. I think the best thing that we're seeing right now is this hammer candle, gap filled, and see how this week closes on the majors. If the week closes pretty good on the majors, maybe we're stalling out and everyone just got a little bit too emotional and scared from last week's meeting, something like that. I don't know. But if we were to rally and get back above this 43.8 area, then that narrative, I think, definitely comes in the cards, and we'll probably just chop fest before taking off again. If we do get comfy back above pretty much 44, if we want to just keep it simple for simple numbers there. But yeah, we got the gap fill, so I'm expecting some sideways and some support here. Definitely not expecting just keep breaching all the way down. The way that I would engage that is if we lost this tail, this defense here at about 42.78. And so everything else is pretty much the same there. Barely holding on there. And that's the same, as Monday's stream. So, all righty. Very nice. Much love. I appreciate y'all joining and hanging out with me. I will be signing off from here, and we will see y'all on Friday. Have a lovely rest of your day and rest of your week, because by the time I see you again, it will be Friday, and the week will be pretty much over. So I hope you have a happy hump day. This is No Noiz. I am Z-Rex. Peace.